Good morning. This is Damien. It is 5:50 a.m. and I'm on the Average Joe server, and this video is going to be the last video that I shoot of my base for season 2. I'm gonna show everybody else's base. It's also, but not in this video. This one's just covering my base. There's a lot to cover, and I'm going to do a good bit of talking. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into what we have planned for season 3 and stuff like that while we're looking at this place. So first, let's go ahead and let's get started. So let me preface everything by saying that I love my base. I do. I love the things that I tried to accomplish. I love the overall feel, the room that I had, the things that I built here. However, I feel like kind of season 2 was a failure for me, and I will definitely get into that in more depth. But there were just so many projects that I started, and then I either got burned out on, or I couldn't figure out how to move forward with it, or they just didn't work, and I couldn't figure out a way around it. Just things like that. And I will cover all that, but it's getting dark, so the first thing we're going to do is grab a nap, and then let's go ahead. Everybody's seen the inside of my base. Sun Chaser did most of the interior and building of the the base itself. I put in the. Now you know what? I took the torches out of here and I checked the light level all over the place, and the light level never dropped below 9 because I took all the frickin' torches out, and there's a skeleton in the base. Anyway, Sun Chaser did most of the building here. I laid out the framework, and because I wanted a circular house, multi-storied. Excuse me. I just woke up about 30 minutes ago, but I wanted it multi-storied. I wanted it into the mountain itself, and for the most part, that's what we've gotten here. It's incomplete though, so this is my research facility here, the Mushroom Island. You guys know about it, with the honey farm and more incomplete stuff here, and this was never finished. This is where all the moo cows are, and that was going to be the place that I lived while I was on the island. It's a boat in this lagoon, but yeah. And then this is the map of my place, pretty much. That's the house. This is the unfinished, again, village here. It was going to have villagers in it, and it's going to have different shops and stuff. And then my farms, all that. This is I left this because this is where I brought the ghast into the overworld and killed it. That's where I got that advancement at. So I left it there. My tree farm, which is not really a tree farm, it's just a bunch of trees sitting out there right now. This I'm super happy with. This is a super smelter. Now, the only thing I'm not happy with is I haven't figured out the wiring to it. Kite came in and did the wiring. And in order for me to do another super smelter, I want to be able to remember the wiring and remember how to build it and all that. So that's a good one that I really liked. And then all my farms out here, most of them I like. Which when we go out there and look at the farms, I'll go over, all that good stuff. Now, what I'm really super proud of too, down here is the slime farm. And that is a huge success for me. Huge success. And as anyone that's watched the videos, from this season knows, that slime farm went through about 4 iterations before I got it right. But I am super, super happy with it because, it's just been successful, like stupid successful. So many slimes out of there. And then these are the buried treasure maps. I actually only have 8. And then this was going to be for the ocean monuments and mansions. I only got one mansion map. I gave it to Green Olive, and he actually went and found that mansion. I found 2 mansions while looking for that one and never could find it. And I gave it to him, and he found the thing. So at least that's good. And of course, this is my armor that I wore the first time we took the dragon, and that's the egg from the dragon. Which now we have it set up where every time you kill a dragon, he drops a set of wings and an egg. But this is the first egg right here, very first. This is the armor I wore. My elytra was here that I got, my very first elytra, but I've got it in a box over there. I'm going to show you guys. But yeah, some of the heads from the season. This is the Christmas heads here. That's a dungeon orb. And then, just various heads up. Now, you guys know I had all kinds of heads everywhere, but I've got all of them boxed up in that chest. These are just like the mushroom, the enderman, the slime, you know. And you guys know I'm a huge collector of heads. I love having heads in the game. And I want to get my hands on all of them. As a matter of fact, I am wearing the Venom head, the extra one. But, and then banners. I learned how to make a bunch of different banner designs and stuff. I don't really like exactly how it works because you can't. I mean, I saw people like Cubfan. Cubfan is a banner king, and he could make some really, really nice banners, and you can't really do that anymore. But now this is all the players on the server. Most of the players on. This isn't all of them. I think we're missing 1 or 2. But I've got the heads for each of the players at this time that were here. We had anywhere from 15 to 18 players on the server. And like I said, I got most of them here. Let's see. Yeah, and this is, all these shulkers are full of heads, and these are the other heads. Cat, Batman, Enderman, the red creeper head. I'm really happy with that one. I love that. Villagers, just all the heads. Okay. Now this, I didn't finish the museum, so all the stuff is still here. It's my first diamond. This is the New Year's cookie that Twix handed out to everybody for New Year's. These items came from different dungeons, and this armor and stuff, little weapons here, they all came from Dungeon 1. This is the only cat that I left in the house. There were like 15 in here. They had to go. Oof, it was rough. But yeah, I've got different shields that I made with banner patterns and different heads in here, and armors. Everybody knows that chainmail is my favorite armor in the game. But and then I've got some of the heads from the gotchas and some from the dungeons, like Evil Santa, Cups of Blood, stuff like that. Dragon head, Enderman head, the end flag. In here, I cleaned this up because there were chokers everywhere because I was doing a lot of alchemy and stuff like that. I had a lot of plans, but this room right now is set up to show you how successful I was in gaining stuff. So I end the season with that many diamonds. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all, considering the amount of diamonds I spent on other stuff. Emeralds, not too bad. I did a lot of trading with emeralds, and of course, my trade hall over there. Gold, this season, pretty much the entire season, I was collecting gold for enchanted golden apples, golden carrots, just trying to get gold. This is what I ended up with at the end, whenever I actually just shut it all down. So not too bad. I wanted to use gold as a currency more because I think gold gets left in the dirt pretty much. It's a precious metal, but not a lot of people deal with gold. And I wanted to make all those things. And so I tried to kind of turn gold into a bit of a currency in my shop at least. So this is what I ended up with. So not too awful bad. And then iron, of course, iron. Green Olive finished up their iron farm, and I did a lot of farming the last few days there at their iron farm. But I wound up with some good bit. Now, I didn't use as much iron as I normally do throughout the season. But while I'm on that subject, I never built a beacon and I never built a conduit. The beacons where the iron would have been used. Of course, that's where my brain was going with that. But I never built a beacon and I never built a conduit this season, which I think is kind of sad. Now, these boxes, this one is the elytra that I've gotten. That's a lot of elytra. This is the one that was hanging up on the wall that I said I moved. These are my very first set of wings, and then I have a backup set. The reason I have a backup set is these broke one time and dropped me out of the sky, and it took me about 20 minutes to find everything. Luckily, the chunk wasn't loaded, and I was able to go back and get all my stuff, and I repaired them up and I retired them. I think they've been used one other time by Sael, I think. I let him use my wings when there was a raid here, or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But these are all the extra elytra that I got throughout the season. We have the Dragon's Breath. Every time we went for a dragon, I brought bottles, because these are used in alchemy. So I wanted to make sure that we had some, because last season I didn't have any. I had none. And when I wanted to make my arrows, or, I wanted to make, those splash potions and stuff like that, couldn't do it because I didn't have any Dragon's Breath. So this season, I made damn sure I had some. In crystals, this is to resummon the dragon, of course, Eyes of Ender, blah, blah, blah. Here's the second egg. I actually got a second egg when we killed the dragon. And then this is just the various stuff. These eggs were on a villager for purchase, and I purchased a crap load of them thinking it was going to do something, and you don't need that many witch eggs and all that. You only need really one of these. And then I got this is out of a gotcha. The Wither Rose. I actually know a good way that we're going to do the Wither Roses this season, or this next season, season 3. I watched somebody do it, and it was amazing how well it worked. So I have an excellent idea on how to farm Wither Roses now. I wound up with 5 spawners after building my 2 or 3 dungeons. Hearts of the Sea, stuff for Wither Skeleton Skulls, and then beacons. These were all purchased. We had the server shop itself had beacons for purchase for money, so these were all purchased. But yeah, these are the treasures, quote unquote treasures, that I wound up with this season. And then these are the golden apples. These are the enchanted golden apples. This is a full shulker of enchanted golden apples. And then these are the golden carrots. So this is where all my gold went. I was trying to make these up. Sorry, I had to get a drink there. In which I'll show you, I actually have something hidden away that has even more in it. Now, in my room here, there are 2 shulker boxes full of totems of undying. And then, of course, I've got a bunch here. And then you'll see the skeleton spawn egg here. That is the one egg that I got from actually killing mobs. I got enough of those eggs up to I got enough kills up to get the egg for a skeleton. These are all bottles of enchanting. That's a full shulker of bottles of enchanting. And I even have 1 hard mode dungeon pass. And then this is just some extra gear and stuff that I had. But yeah, these are all enchanted books. Now these books are protection, uh, unbreaking, and stuff like that. So that is pretty much the inside of the house. And the stuff that I was able to get, what is generally deemed treasure, you know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna go into creative real quick, and we're gonna drop down here. All right, this is the entrance to my house, and this, as most of you have probably seen, is the entrance to my portals. Now, everybody knows that I build in portals. Because now I build this once you find a stronghold and you use that portal, I build this portal. That way you get an easier access to the end. I'm not going to do that in Season 3. I'm not going to build portals for anyone in Season 3. My base in Season 3 is going to be a stronghold, so the portal will be in the stronghold. So that's my Nether portal. We'll go to those two because I have things to show you in both of those also. This was the gold room that I built to convert to gold. I never really decorated this one, but if you come down here, obsidian floor, gold, water, all that good stuff. The gold ore all the way around. I thought it looked really good. I had the chest set up for different aspects of gold. And then we would just use the furnace to smelt down swords and stuff from the gold farm and have plenty of coal and the apples here. So yeah, this was the gold converting room. And now I'm going to show you a secret before we jump into these two or go outside or whatever. This right here, this is the only obsidian block aside from the portal, and it's sitting on the floor. So we're going to just knock that out, and knock that out. And you see bedrock down there, right? That is because I built a vault, a super secret vault that was built out of bedrock that nobody would be able to get into. Now I don't say names, and I don't really worry about it much. But we had some things that went missing this season, so I built this vault. And in here, now you could get in if you used coarse fruit, but we had more golden apples in here. We had some enchanted golden apples here. I had my command blocks in here. And then I had more bottles of enchanting in here. And that's really all I had in the vault at this time. But yeah, I got this idea. I was watching a video on 2B2T, and there was a vault that was discovered on 2B2T, and they had a way of getting stuff, glitching it into the vault. So I thought that was a great idea, and I built a vault. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I've shown you. We'll come back and we'll go through the portals in a bit. Right now, let's get out here. We're going to go into creative here. Now, the outside of the house, you can see I started some design here because at the beginning of the season, I wanted to be able to build into mountains instead of, on top of them. And that was part of the theme was building into stuff and just making my house look like it was part of, the environment. And you can see I got started here on building this up, trying to make it blend, and we never got that finished. But the second part of the house is here, and there's some storage inside there. Stairway up and down. This is the the porch, if you will, that we didn't get finished up on. But I'm still very, very proud of the house. I think it looks great, and it's pretty much kind of what I had in mind. We didn't finish bringing the top of the mountain out because we were going to have the whole top of the mountain up, and you wouldn't be able to see much of the roof here and all that. But like I said, I'm still very, very proud of the house. I like it. It's actually on season 1, I built the house and turned it into a museum and abandoned it, and just left it as a museum because I didn't like living in it. But this house, I have not stopped at any point living in this house. That's how much I really like it. Not much of an accomplishment here, but I made these stairs. This was the stairway up into the entrance here, and it was my first time trying to do some kind of diagonal, thing that didn't actually use stair steps. It used blocks and slabs, and I really like it. It's not to everybody's taste, all that, but I like how it turned out. Down here was my shulker box and storage area. Shulker boxes, pretty much all these full of shulker boxes. Here's a bunch of shulker shells, and here are a bunch of shulker shells. Of course, I got the farm over there, so that farm that farm was broken, man. Woo, you could get some shulker shells out of that. Now, this is one of the things that I was disappointed about here. This was going to be the Lonely Mountain. But after laying block by block by block here and trying to do different, different ways of getting the mountain built around what was already here, I just got so burned out on this, man. You can come up in here and you can look. We had the idea of how to lay it out. This is a circle that I laid out, and then on the outside, we didn't want it to look like I had just designed a circle, which is why we have all this coming out and down and around. But it was a huge project, and I just got kind of slightly burned out on it, and it's not really it's actually the Lonely Mountain, because there ain't nothing over here. But that was one of the projects that I consider a failure. The huge portal on the inside, this idea, in hindsight, it was kind of stupid, because when I built not building big portals, I love big portals, but it was kind of stupid to do it at the time, because pigmen just constantly just came in here, and I even had to build a pigman farm down here to kill them. There's a railway that runs through there to pick up all the drops and all that. So yeah, this didn't turn out that great. This over here, however, was great. This is a slime farm. Look, they're still going. They're still going. This thing is phenomenal. I will have another one, but as you can see by the different color schemes going down, there were 4 different iterations before I got this thing to work, and it's still working. They pick on me too, because there's buttons all over the place. There's torches everywhere. There were so many caves under here lit up with torches, and all these torches are for this thing to work, and the damn thing works. So they can pick on me for my torches. I got slime, bitch. These are the 2 actual villager farms that I built. This was the first one. This is the carrot farm, and this thing works like stupid, man. Works like stupid. I get so many carrots out of this. I don't think I traded them off. Yeah, I've got 4 shulkers full of carrots right now, and it's still going. It's still counting them down. Sometimes we get some caught up here, and they stay up here and they don't come down here. But anyway, lots and lots of carrots. Now over here, this is the beetroot farm. Now, this farm is built exactly like this farm, but it doesn't produce as much. The carrot farm produces like crazy, and this one just meh. You can see it counting down now, but this is actually, a day's worth of stuff versus the day from the carrots over there. And here's where all the cats wound up. The ones that I didn't kill, I have a reputation as a cat murderer, and please don't get me wrong, I love cats. Cats are my favorite animals in the world. Cats are my favorite person in the world. They have personality. You can see some of them were named Nori, Glory, Nori and Gloin. There's Arwen. That is Thorin over there. Yeah, remember I had a Lord of the Rings theme kind of thing going. I love this. I still love this to this day. This is the memorial where Sai and I were both killed doing a raid. He fell to the raid captain at the end, and I fell to a Ravager, and a creeper blew up the second that I was killed and blew up all my gear. But yeah, I love this thing. That is one of that was the first diorama, basically, kind of thing I did, and it's a monument to me and Sael falling in the raid. I love it. These are some of my skeleton horses here, and there's some more on an island under the chocolate farm over there. These are the only horses that I've accumulated this season, and I don't ride them. This goes down to the spider farm that I have right there. This was my sugarcane farm. I never did it as big as I did last season, and it works. I was around here all day yesterday, so it produced some. Not as good as some of the other ones that I've built, but it works. This is an abject failure. Why is there a leaf in there? This thing has never really worked. I mean, it produces, all right. And if I AFK here, it'll produce decent. I have a chest full of chicken in there, all full stacks of chicken. But that's over the entire season, so it worked enough so I didn't starve to death. But it didn't really. It's never really worked. Like this lava blade's out all the time. It's not supposed to be out all the time. Where'd that leaf come from? What the hell is going on here, man? I mean, but it's just never produced like I wanted it to. But and it fed me. I can say that. So that's the tree farm, of course. Everybody knows about tree farm. This is the trade hall. I'm not going to go in there because they are so loud. But this is a success story. As far as the traders go. Now, I was going to do 2 of each trader, and try to spread it all out. But you need a bunch of librarians. You need a bunch of clerics. And it wound up, I got like 6 or 8 librarians, I think. I got like 4 or 6 clerics in there. And, but there's, each type of trader is in here. You can trade anything and everything that is tradable to a villager can be traded in this building. Now, the trade hall is a success. The building is not. I wanted to make a Rubik's Cube, or my interpretation of a Rubik's Cube in here. Each side is a different color, top, bottom, all the sides, all different colors. But this does not look anything like a Rubik's Cube at all, in the least. Nobody thinks, hey, that's a Rubik's Cube. When they look at this, they go, oh, it's a villager trader. And that's it. So the building itself, not so much. Although I do love how the snow, I love that. All right, that is the super smelter there. We've all seen it. I don't know why the character has to eat whenever you're in creative like that. But yeah, this is a super smelter. All the wiring is back here, or I'd show you back here. Well, let's see if I can sneak back there and show you what it looks like back here. It's got a clock, which I have no understanding of, really. This blows my mind how this is all set up and how it works. But yeah, this is all the wiring. We got lights that show up when we got stuff in the chest and all that. That was one of my dogs. And then, you know, you got observers and tracks and all that good stuff. So, uh, to turn it on, I hit this note block. And if there's stuff in this chest, it will be dispersed out into the furnaces. This just handles the fuel down here. The fuel goes in this chest and stuff goes in this one. And it just disperses it all out, smelts it all up, and I go and collect them out of each of the chests. There are better ways to set it up, but, you know, this one's a failure. It never really worked that great. Like, it will smelt iron and gold. I ain't gonna lie. It'll smelt it like crazy, but it doesn't work. Like, I can only put iron in it and let it smelt the iron, and then I have to go take this torch down and put the torch back up, and it'll give me the last 4 iron out of it. And then I can put gold in it, and it'll smelt the gold. I take this torch down and put it back up, it'll give me the last 4 of the gold. If I put iron and gold in here, the whole system locks up, and it won't work. So I never really got to figure out what was wrong with it and get it fixed. I mean, here's all the wiring. It's pretty simple wiring. For me, it was simple wiring, but it just doesn't work. So there's that. But it handled my needs, so I guess you could say it worked. Excuse me, I've been talking a lot. Let me get a drink. Now, my farms I had these set up in my original configuration, and Kite came and showed me a different configuration. I'll show you on one of these. But anyway, Nether wart, wheat, this was potatoes, beetroot, and that down there was the little berries. So my original configuration had the water, and I had a redstone line running down here, and it would click off on some repeaters, and boom, everything would work. And then I had a bunch of hoppers down here. So Kite came in, he used note blocks, and he used rails and observers, and then repeaters, and damn, I can't even. I went blank. But anyway, you can see how it's set up there. And I basically come over here, and let's get out of creative. I basically just come over here. I hit that note block. The water comes out, pushes everything. It's on a timer. Sucks it all back in. And then over here, these water streams washed everything into these 2 hoppers. Now, we got rid of a bunch of hoppers because of the lag that they cause and all that stuff. But, I mean, this is actually a really nice setup here and how it works. But I'm used to doing it differently. This confuses me. I've got to look at it a lot more. But, you know, as you can see, it works, and it's quick, it's easy, and I like it. I do like it. I like how it's set up. It's just a configuration of all this stuff. And I know some of you would look at it and go, oh, that's ingenious, pick it up just like that, but that's not me. But I've got all these farms set up like that. Now down here, I had a disposal unit. Okay, see, I had the lava here with the chest up here, and the repeaters and all that good stuff in there. And I came in here one day, and there was a creeper down there, and the creeper just blew up, and I never fixed it. But it worked. You could throw stuff in there, and it would just toss it in the lava, and done deal. This farm has never worked, ever. This was the kelp farm, and it'll produce a little bit here and there, but it doesn't really work that well at all. It was all based on just having a kelp and having it pushed up to the top, slid across the ice and down into the water stream, and brought over to the hoppers. But the kelp is just so weird the way it grows, and sometimes it won't grow at all. But we got no blocks and pistons and observers, and when it reaches a certain height and it hits the observer, the pistons kick it out. This was a design I came up with after watching a bunch of other people's designs, so I know it's out there. It's just, this is how I came up with setting it and building it, and it doesn't work, so don't do that. Now, I'm not saying that I came up with the idea of a kelp farm. No, that's not what I'm saying. This particular iteration right here is how I built it in my head. I took what I was seeing other people doing, and I experimented a bit here and there with it, and it doesn't work yet. I will get it perfected, though. And then, of course, we got the chorus fruit farm, which it works. It does. I come through with soak touch pickaxe, and I get all these off, and then I hit this button, and the water comes out, and it washes all these out, and that's where I get fruit from. It comes right in here, and then I put the coarse flowers in here, and get the coarse fruits over here. And this is where I make every end rod that I've gotten comes from this farm. So, you know, it works. It's slow and tedious, but it works. Now, of course, that's my cow farm back here. Got some cows. That's my sheep. I made a sheep farm because Kite said I need a sheep farm, so I made a sheep farm, and it's never really been used that much. I go through and get wool out of it every now and then, and that's the pigs over there. This is my witch farm. This Kite came out and rebuilt the pickup system. You can see out here, and all I do is flip this switch, and this thing goes roaming around. Oh, come on. And you can hear them in there. Yep. I'm not going to hang around here. What's inside, I'll show you. This is a wither flower farm, and it's got a double spawner there, and they spawn in, and they immediately start taking damage from the withers, and then the cart rolls around and picks everything up. I see you have found a place that you can go, huh? And be safe. I see. Very clever. But, yeah. That's how the witch farm works. Let's come over here and grab a nap. It's dark. I could do the time set day, but... Okay. What else? I showed you the slime farm. Showed you the witch farm. All right, let's head towards the village. Now, this village was going to be Rohan, out of Lord of the Rings. It was going to be kind of a Rohan setting. So the first thing is this gargantuan waste of resources. On my solo Let's Play, I came up with a streamlined design. This thing took me hours to build, and it is a waste of resources. I am not even lying. On the solo Let's Play, I have one of these up, or I may have two. But it's just cactus and then these block walls like this. There is no cage around it. All this bullshit is not there. Yeah, it's not there. What are you doing? You cannot levitate. That is not how this works. What are you even attached to? There you go. But see, that's how it works. When they open up, they take damage from the cactus. Is this guy immortal? First he was floating. There he goes now. And when they die, the shells drop down into the water streams and get washed into the hoppers down there. And then you just come down here to these chests and you collect your shells. And that's how the whole farm works. But like I said, this is a colossal waste of resources. You don't need this box here at all. All you need to do is build, if you want to build 2 of these, just build 2 of them up. Make sure that they can't teleport all the way to the bottom, and just have those stone slabs or stone blocks up there where they can teleport to, and put your buttons on one side of them, and they can only teleport to the one side against the cactus, and they die. This entire thing can be built in the space of one of these. So yeah, lessons learned. Lessons learned. I would show you that one on the solo Let's Play, but I deleted that stupid thing. Yeah, I did. It sucked. Here's the other skeleton horses that I got out here. Still never ridden them. I rode them enough to get them into the cage. That's it. This was the docks, the seedy area of Rohan. There's my dog again, shaking his little head. It's not bad, this was not a bad little build. I enjoyed it. Little cooking fires and all that. Little area with big, huge mugs of beer on small tables. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. This was going to be the Dockmaster's house. There was a dungeon down there, but I finally, instead of just building a dungeon there, I went down and got the spawner out of there and said, screw it, and put the spawner over there. This was a dye shop. This is where all my dyes were kept. But after a while, it got inconvenient because I needed dyes for banners and stuff like that. And coming down here to get the dyes and then going back up to the house got irritating. So I just moved most of them up there. And this was going to be a fountain area, and this was basically the town hall where the king, lived. This was the market area, which I loved the layout for it. And I even got all the market stalls in, but never got it really completed. This was the dock where goods would come in by boat. I was going to put a boat out here, dropping off its cargo, But yeah, I love this setup, and I'm going to do this setup again to build a marketplace. I'm going to actually have real villagers in there selling and trading. But as you can see, I never really got finished with everything. This was going to be the museum here. It's going to be a huge museum where I'd put all the stuff from the season in there. And this was my alchemist house, and I love this thing to this day. Everybody looks at this and goes, God damn, dude. But I love it. I don't care. This is my shit right here. I'm going to build a fucking house to live in like this. I love it. I don't care what anybody says. I love it. Tedious to build, but it is really, really nice. And you guys, there is a video for this where I show you the video. Or I show you the build. Duh. And then I was going to have the Rohan cavalry here, the stables and all that. This was going to be like the barrows where the kings were buried and all that good stuff. But it didn't get completed. This is where I caught the ghast. I brought the ghast in, and then I popped that block of glass out, and I shot him with an arrow, and I got the advancement for it. This thing's never worked again. I haven't been able to get another ghast through here. But I got the one, and I got the advancements, and that's what counts. And that's pretty much it for my main base. That's pretty much it for the main base. Now, I showed you the map for the Mushroom Island out there. It's just got a bee farm on it. That's pretty much the only thing I completed on the Mushroom Island. So now we're going to go... Let's go back over here. We're going to go into the Nether, and then we'll go into the end. I've dug up the cords to everything I need to show you there. And then we're sitting at, 44 minutes now. So it's not too bad. I'll try to be done in an hour. I've just done a lot of talking here. All right, so first things first. Let's go to the end. Okay, so we've got a great place when you come in. It's safe, nice. Um, you can pay 10 levels. You can go to our Ender Farm, and you can set your spawn here. Do I have 10 levels? Ender Farm. Uh, I built this. This is my Ender Farm. And basically, there's an Endermite up there, and when somebody's in range and the farm starts working, the Endermen try to get the mite, and they fall down. They fall down a long way, and then you just run around with a sweeping edge sword and kill them. They get really loud, but as you can tell, Enderman heads drop here. We've got enchanting stations set up with books and everything you need. And then once you get wet, because at first there were so many ender pearls we didn't know. We had chests piled all around this place full of ender pearls. And then I built this system here to dispose of them. Just like it's doing right now, you just throw all the ender pearls in here, and it basically drops them out into space. They go bye-bye and they never come back. I have 2 of those set up on either side. And as long as you're here, it will spit them out until it gets rid of all of them. But that's what I put into place to get rid of the ender pearls, because good Lord, they were stupid. Hey, give me that XP. And then I got various stuff around here. These are empty chests that you can, like over here, we started putting, I think, some books that we didn't need, that we'd make from the XP. We'd just throw them in here if anybody needed them. You know, some gear, and 2 disc records from somewhere. I have no idea where these came from. I have no idea. And then when we were first here, I built this walkway out. This was the house that I built out here. Because there's the end city. I think that's one of the first end cities I conquered here. And I built this house, and I went out and I built the farm. I'm not going to do it like this next time. We're just going to go 500 blocks out from spawn, because I had to completely drown this area right here in water, because the Enderman for the farm would be over here, and we would get really low rates in the farm. So I just put water all over this here, and then the farm just started working good, started working really good. So yeah, but anyway, that's the farm. It works. There's no doubt that it works. But see, these are just out of range for the farm. So I didn't have to go any further back with the water, but they will accumulate here. Now I'm going to type in the chords. Let's see. And make sure this is the right one. I may just teleport right back here. Nope. This was a very ambitious and silly project, because I set it up all wrong. Look at all this water out here that I had to put out here. There's water everywhere. But I wanted to have part of this, and I had to dig this out. There's actually a hole that goes all the way through, down to the void. But here is Valhalla. It is incomplete, as you can tell. But this was going to be my biggest base ever. And yeah, it just got to the point where it was not worth the output. But I was going to have this huge end base out here, and then there's a railway that comes down, and it comes over here. This was going to be the launch off. Like if you wanted to go in busting, just go to the base. Everything you would need would be in the base. Gear, ender pearls, rockets, all that would be there. You just get everything you need, take the cart out here, and you launch off. And then when you come back, you could just land on the honey blocks and be cool. However, I tried to land on the honey blocks, and I landed right there. in the very corner of between the honey block and the stones and stuff, and it killed me. Half my gear went off into the void, and the other half fell on the honey blocks. I was really pissed off that day. But yeah, that is this is Valhalla, and it is incomplete. It was a huge project. I probably bit off more than I could chew, and I think I just didn't have the experience level to really build something fantastic that I wanted to build. I couldn't put my vision into block form. Pretty much, I got a lot of it done on the outsides and stuff, but you know, it just never got completed. And that was a theme for this season. I would think of these huge projects and then halfway complete them, and then be like, "What the hell am I thinking?" But yeah, that is the end. That's everything that I've done in the end. That's the Enderman farm is the most successful. So let's see, trigger. All right, and we're back at spawn here. Let's go back to. We'll go check out. Where am I at? Where am I at? There we go. We'll go. I got the speed boost from spawn. And now we'll just step into the Nether real quick, and this won't take very long either. We finally got my portal situated where it will bring you into my base here. But this is incomplete. I never actually finished this. But you see all the buttons and everything, and I've got slabs down almost everywhere around here. And this is the Wither Skeleton farm. And it works. It does. It's slow, though. It doesn't produce like it should, but it works. You can get Wither Skeleton skulls out of here. And if you're not careful, you'll get attacked by blazes, and you'll have magma slimes jumping over in there with you and all that. But I built it specifically to the T. This is exactly how it's supposed to be built. Every block's in the right place. It just I guess there's not enough buttons because you get stuff spawning over here and over here and over here, and it's all within range of the farm apparently. I just didn't go out far enough. So next season I'll probably do something different. Same basic build, just something a little bit different where I don't have all this crap around that I have to put slabs or buttons on. Because you can see we got spawning up here, and all this takes away from the spawn in the farm. But you can go in here and you can spend an hour in here and you can walk out with 12 heads. So I don't know if you think that's a good number or not, but for me, an hour, 12 heads, good. All right, so that's a Wither Skeleton farm. It works. I'm going to show you my first gold farm. This is the portal I used to catch the ghast. See, there's a ghast just looking at the portal. But yeah, I caught the ghast with a fishing rod in this room. Got them into a mine cart and then sent them down. Went around straight into the portal, and boom, they were in that room at my base. This is the first gold farm that I built. Let's see. Go in this trapdoor here. Close that. A little safe room down here where I can store stuff. But you come over here, pop that up, you come out, and this is your escape hole, because you'll come through here and you'll see like a pigman over there, and you'll shoot him, and it'll piss all of them off, and they'll fall in these trenches that have hoppers. See the hoppers? And you kill them here, and all the stuff drops into the hoppers and into this chest down here. If it gets too hot for you, you just jump in this hole here, and you can AFK in that room down there. Everything will be fine. But this is gas proof. It took me a little while, but all the cobblestone, the gas can't blow it up, so it's gas proof. And then you just come down here, and like if you fill up your inventory, you can put chests there. You got an ender chest, all that good stuff. And this thing worked. It's a very good beginning gold farm. It works. I'm not gonna lie. And people get tripped out over my trees in the Nether, but I had plans. I had lots of plans. And then one more thing I'm going to show you, and then we're pretty close to everything that I've pretty much built, except for in the shopping district. Way up here, I used a Frilioth method. I got the idea from Frilioth to bust up into the roof up here, and I built this thing. Way up here. I love how it comes out of the fog. And this thing gets loud, so I'm not going to get real close to it. But that's a whole bunch of anvils and a whole bunch of mining carts glitched into each other. Basically, insta-kills pigmen. And I only did one layer. But basically, yeah. You come over here, you get in there, you grab a snowball, you throw it at one of these dudes. All these guys keep them pissed at me. They're in 4 different corners, if you will. But these guys will keep all the pigmen pissed at me. You throw the snowball, and they just run. They run at you, and they fall in there. There's 4 corners with the anvils, and they fall in there on top of 26 mine carts that are all vibrating together, and it kills them. I get XP, and I get drops. The only problem that I have with this farm is it dropped a ton of swords, and Kite was going to build me like a sword system to filter out the swords into furnaces. That way I could just come through and I could get all the nuggets and all the bars and all that good stuff. This thing worked awesome. I would AFK here for hours at a time and get tons of gold with just one layer. But you got your iron golems out here, you got your pigmen out here, and this was a not Nimbomb. El Mango. This was an El Mango design. Not my own design, El Mango design. But yeah, that thing worked. So that's my farms in the Nether. And when we'll go back, let's just run by the shopping district. We're gonna build the shopping district different than this next season for sure. I don't like this setup. I don't like the plot setup. We're gonna do it a lot differently. But that's my shop down there. You've all seen it before. And then this is my block shop over here. This never did take off. Never did take off. And then this was a loot box shop that Kite and I had that got slimed because it never had inventory in it. We filled it up like 3 times and then never touched it again. But this shop right here, highly successful. I've made lots of diamonds from this shop. Lots of diamonds. But down there was the redstone part. All that was redstone stuff. And then this was like Eyes of Ender and end crystals and, stuff for conduits. I had a lot of, this was full of elytra. Sold ender chest and sold shulker boxes until everybody started winning shulker boxes in the gotchas, and they would throw them in their shops cheaper. This is all the beacons. I'd sell them for 10 diamonds. I'd buy them for 10,000. I think it was 10,000 money for a beacon. I can't remember. I can look on the shop over there. But I would buy the beacon with money and stick it in here for diamonds. Yeah. And this was the gold exchange. 1 diamond block for 4 gold blocks, and I had diamond blocks in here. And they would just swap them out. I was making tons of gold. So yeah, that shop was highly successful. I think we took out the shop. Yeah. We took out the beacon shop and all that. This guy sold me... Okay. This guy sold me super night vision so that I could run around without having the effect on me all the time. Whenever I got ready to shoot a video, I would have some of these super night vision, and that was towards the end of my filming on the season. But anyway, that's my base. That's the end base. That's the shopping district. That's Nether base. Um, this is my final base preview for my base. I will be doing video on everyone else's bases. They're going to let me know when they're ready. The people that have left the server already, I'll do their bases. And yeah, season 3 is coming soon. I've enjoyed season 2 with its failures and its successes. So yeah, just keep your eye out for the other base videos. But as far as me, as far as my base, we're done. So I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments down there on the successes, on the failures, on all of it. And I will see you guys soon with another video. Thank you.